In the following month, the middle-aged man in the black robe visited every few days, and Joshan naturally welcomed him. To outsiders, Array Master Wang and Alchemist Joe seemed to hit it off immediately, becoming friends. On this day, the middle-aged man in the black robe visited once more. The two drank and chatted freely, quite pleased. Halfway through the drink, the middle-aged man in the black robe gradually shifted the conversation to cultivation. "Brother Joe, we cultivators dedicate our lives to pursuing the great Tao, but it is truly elusive. Look at me, over 50 years old, though my cultivation is at the peak chi refining, there is still no hope for foundation establishment. Foundation establishment pills are hard to find. Foundation establishment spiritual objects are hard to find. Do you say we loose cultivators can only walk the 9 death 1 life self-foundation path? If foundation establishment pills and spiritual objects were that easy to find, would White Cloud Immortal City be so prosperous?" Joshan sighed. "To be honest with you, Brother Joe, I have squandered half my life, but managed to find many foundation establishment spirit medicines, 2 of the 3 great auxiliary medicines, Dragon Heart Fruit and Bright Flower. Brother Joe, as an alchemist, do you know a Tier 2 alchemist who can combine a batch of foundation establishment pills?" The middle-aged man's eyes shone brightly. Joshan was quite surprised when he heard these words. The sense of crisis seemed to vanish as soon as the man spoke. Wasn't this middle-aged man in the black robe coming to settle a score with me? Did he change his mind and want to use my connections to refine a batch of foundation establishment pills? Providing 2 auxiliary medicines, if 3 pills result, indeed qualifies for 1 pill. However, even if this person abandons thoughts of enmity against me, I cannot give up. The vendetta outside Celestial Terrace Ridge is etched in my memory. Without that Master Yun Lei, considering my cultivation at that time, I would have suffered at their hands. Moreover, since this person possesses the Dragon Heart Fruit and Bright Flower, 2 auxiliary medicines for foundation establishment pills, I cannot let them go. "Does Brother Wang really have these 2 items?" Joshan exclaimed in shock. "Please look, Brother Joe." The middle-aged man in the black robe patted his storage bag and promptly took out 2 jade boxes, each sealed with a sealing spirit talisman. Joshan peeled off the sealing spirit talisman and opened the jade boxes. A blood-red fruit resembling a dragon's heart and an herb with only 3 petals. These are indeed the 2 items. "Such secrets Brother Wang was willing to reveal to me," Joshan remarked emotionally. "My alchemy skills were learned from Master Yunku, who is a Tier 2 middle-grade alchemist refining foundation establishment pills, is naturally within reach." Upon hearing this, the middle-aged man in the black robe was overjoyed. "I must request Brother Joe for an introduction. Wang Mao will surely give a substantial reward." However, Master Yunku disappeared after the chaos at Red Leaf Square and has not been seen since. Who knows when he'll reappear? Joshan lamented. "What?" The middle-aged man in the black robe was stunned upon hearing this, then sighed deeply. "Maybe it's just not Wang Mao's fate. However, if I can gather a complete set of materials for a foundation establishment pill, it wouldn't be difficult to invite a Tier 2 alchemist with my reputation." Joshan shifted his tone and said, "Finding complete materials for a foundation establishment pill is extremely difficult, not to mention the main ingredient. Just collecting the 3 auxiliary medicines is no simple task." As he spoke, the middle-aged man seemed to recall something. "To tell you honestly, Brother Wang, once when I was cultivating at Bright Moon Square, I happened to acquire an earth spirit grass, which together with yours, completes the 3 auxiliary medicines." Joshan said, patting his storage bag and revealing a jade box in his hand. Opening the box, there lay a vividly green earth spirit grass. "Good, good, good!" The middle-aged man's eyes gleamed with excitement. "It is indeed earth spirit grass. Once we find the main material, we can refine a batch of foundation establishment pills." The middle-aged man in the black robe laughed heartily, casting away all his gloom. "Thus, the great Tao is within reach. The great Tao is within reach." Then he looked at Joshan and proposed, "Why not join forces with me and hunt Tier 2 demon beasts at 100 Savage Mountain to obtain a demon pill? We are but chi-refining cultivators. How can we contend with Tier 2 demon beasts?" Johan retorted. How about we also enlist Taoist Lu Luoxiong? With the three of us together and my Tier 1 top-grade array dealing with Tier 2 lower-grade demon beasts will be manageable, proposed the middle-aged man in the black robe. If we can obtain a Tier 2 demon pill, we can refine a batch of Foundation Establishment pills. We'll use the third Foundation Establishment pill as compensation, Brother Liu will surely agree. Upon hearing this, Zhou Shun laughed coldly in his heart. You were originally a tribulation cultivator hunting with three people that Lu Luoxiong might just be your accomplice. Even if we successfully acquire the Tier 2 demon pill, that might be when you resume your old activities. Who knows how many accomplices you have? Zhou Shun recalled the two teams of tribulation cultivators back then. They had many helpers. So Zhou Shun pretended to consider, showing hesitation, finally shaking his head. I am now only at the 8th layer of Qi refining, and I'm not good at magical combat. It's really daunting to go to 100 Savage Mountain for demon hunting. Perhaps you and Brother Liu should go, and when you have obtained the Tier 2 demon pill, we can then partner for alchemy. Oh, by then I'll let Brother Liu have the second pill, while I'll only take the third. Zhou Mao is truly not adept at magical combat. Even without me, there shouldn't be much difference, Zhou Shun said slowly. The middle-aged man in the black robe was stunned, silent for a moment, then said, if that's the case, then it's feasible. I will go and discuss this with Brother Liu now. All right. The middle-aged man in the black robe then took his leave. As he left, in a place Zhou Shun could not see, the middle-aged man's eyes became sharp and dangerous. And Zhou Shun, after the middle-aged man left, once again felt that faint sense of crisis. For this, Zhou Shun had been prepared. Now, he was certain this person was indeed targeting him. Perhaps initially, he came to White Cloud Immortal City looking for a chance at Foundation establishment and coincidentally encountered me. Naturally, he set his sights on me. What he doesn't know is that there are odd skills like divination in the world. Next, it's time to turn the tables and eliminate this person, remarked Zhou Shun. Soon after, the middle-aged man in the black robe indeed brought up the demon beast hunt and Foundation establishment pill plan with Lu Luoxiong. The two even came together to arrange the distribution plan for the Foundation establishment pills with Zhou Shun. Once the materials for a batch of Foundation establishment pills were gathered, Zhou Shun would find an alchemist to refine them. After the pills were produced, the middle-aged man in the black robe would receive the first one, then Lu Luoxiong, and finally Zhou Shun. A few days later, Zhou Shun disguised himself as an elderly man, removed the jade pendant, left White Cloud Immortal City, and headed to a mountain outside the city, setting up the Celestial Spirit 5 Elements Array. With his current cultivation, it was enough to unleash 70% of the array's power. After setting up the array, Zhou Shun returned home and then left for Redleaf Square, after temporarily leaving White Cloud Immortal City. At this time, in a certain valley outside White Cloud Immortal City, 8 or 9 cultivators were seated in a circle. The middle-aged man in the black robe was asked by Lu Luoxiong, "Leader, how are you so sure he will leave the city?" The middle-aged man in the black robe smiled slightly and explained, "I said that the second-level demon pill is within our grasp and invited him to the manor to discuss it further. Then we can strike at him. With my Tier 2 Water Curtain Celestial Splendor array, even if we act in the city, no one will notice." "Then why not act in the city?" Lu Luoxiong asked again. "The Water Curtain Celestial Splendor array is strong, but even it could be breached by the armor-piercing power of that round-wheel spiritual artifact if it releases a bit of movement. And that could expose us," the middle-aged man in the black robe remembered. He then noticed a sharp glint in the round-wheel spiritual artifact and softly said, "He has finally come out!"